Hello, 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 everybody, and welcome to another episode of Life in Common podcast. I'm your host, Annette Rose, and we're talking today to Maga K. Kevin Watson. He's going to tell you a little bit about himself and who he is and what he does, and then I'll tell you what we're doing here today. Go ahead, introduce yourself to the people.
Hey, good afternoon, everybody. What'd you say? What'd you say? My name was Kevin Smith. You said
I said
that's
Maga
right. That's
K.
Kevin Smith.
No, I did it. I
They
said
said
Maga
they call me
K. Kevin
Kevin
Watson.
Smith.
Oh,
Kevin
Kevin
Smith.
Smith.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay, okay, go ahead.
Just in case we don't know who's listening out there.
Oh
Just
my
for
goodness.
legal purposes.
No, I got you. All right. Okay, so tell people.
Thank you, Annette.
Yeah, no, tell people what you do.
I'm a jack of all trades, so it's kind of hard to tell people what I do because I do everything, right? You could think of. The only thing I don't cause trouble. But yeah,
Stay out of
currently
trouble. That's good.
I'm working. Of course, I'm a processor at KPMG, the accounting firm, and on the side I do, of course, printing, designing, and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I DJ as well, all the entertainment stuff, promotion, events, and all that stuff. That's what I do. But because of COVID, I'm kind of on a standby. But you know how it is. It's about to pick up real soon, and we
Right.
get the ball rolling.
Yeah, I see you have 10,000 followers on Instagram. I'm just saying you're a major big deal. I don't know why you're trying to downplay it. I'm just saying.
No, I'm not. I don't have followers. I don't really know people. People know me.
Everybody knows you, but I want to thank you for agreeing to speaking with me today. I definitely.
I didn't agree though. By the way.
You didn't agree? So how'd we
Oh
get
no, I did. Sorry. Yeah, that was you. I did agree.
kind
Sorry,
of?
I interrupted.
Yeah, and I know we're short on time, so let's get right to it. I wanted to have a male perspective on a few things. You are a father, you're raising a son. What is your perspective on raising Black males in today's society?
I mean, we got to teach them what's good, and we have to show them what's going on. Like they see what in society right now, they're exposed to everything, right? So we see what's going on in America, we see what's going on in Canada. I mean, it's a worldwide cry. So as a father, it's kind of hard raising a Black son in this kind of environment, in this society that we're living in nowadays. But the key point is just showing them good values, man. At the end of the day, it's all about, I grew up in a home where my parents were Christian, so I knew about good values and I knew about, what I mean? For me, I don't know nothing about the streets. So it's all to me, I promote a lot of good values. And with my son, it's the same thing. He might get exposed to other things because of friends and, peer pressure and all that. But at the end of the day, by pushing that value and seeing what I'm doing and see where I'm coming from, he could look up to me and say, listen, I just don't want to be like those other guys. I want to, follow the role like my dad and try to stay sane in a sense. But raising a black son now in this era, it's challenging. But as I said, if we show them the right way and understand that once you keep straight and you do what you got to do, I mean, they're gonna come after you. But as I said, if you go and you just do what you got to do and make sure that you're always on point, I think, show that they have more power
Okay.
over these people. And it takes nothing for a cop to just switch from the good guy to this guy that's gonna beat you up and just might shoot you too. They're scared. They have a certain fear of a Black man, and I feel like it's for us. We know that, so we shouldn't have that approach. So by having that approach, where, as I said, like my son,
because you're talking about the police,
say that once.
You're talking about the police, which was my next question. Do Black men in
Right.
Canada have the same problem as Black men in the States as it pertains to the police?
I mean, it's a problem it's a worldwide problem. I think what's happening in the States is also happening here as well. I mean, it's happening in England. It's happening everywhere. It's just that the difference is the States they've been through a situation where there's a history of this, right? In Canada, it's more a hidden thing. It's more like they're there, they're just dormant, but it takes nothing for them to arise and say, listen, because it's happened. Look in Quebec, it's the same thing with us. I think the police, the first thing, especially because they're young.
Yeah.
It's these young guys who don't have the experience. They don't know how to, deal with certain, certain race, and this is what's happening. They have a certain fear. So for them, their only way of defense is just straight pulling out their guns,
Wow.
and we see what's happening.
Okay. So
It's sad, but it's worldwide.
It's worldwide. It is worldwide. It is the experience. What would be your advice to Black men today? What's your advice? What are you telling people to do with their lives? How to survive in our society today?
Read, man. Knowledge is key, man. The key thing about these guys is just they don't go out there and get the resources that they need. At work, there's a lot of issues of mental health and stuff like that, and people are, there's a lot of resources out there. A Black man, there's always places you can go to talk to.
Wow.
I mean, for us, it's just like know your rights, know what you're, what I'm saying. There's a lot of things that we don't know, we don't read enough.
Okay.
So I think for us, the first thing we do, we're on some defensive mode, so we just get that retaliation. But I mean, if you read a lot,
yeah,
I mean, you should be able to face a lot of things that's in today's society.
Got you. So are you saying that education is key? Are you a proponent, do you believe in like furthering your education, or you're just saying stay knowledgeable? What are you saying?
Always. Education for me is the number one, you know, and I think that's, and moving from Quebec to Toronto and seeing, as I mentioned to you before, just seeing Black people in every kind of industry, it's so uplifting for me, because where I'm from, I don't see that. I barely see, guys of my color doing things.
Okay. Can you explain
Toronto,
that? Can you explain that for people that don't understand where you're from? Explain that.
Well, I'm from the French province, right? Where, you know what I mean? When we're in Quebec, it's like, I think that the language issue is the barrier that we have. And I think most of the people, especially in my circle, they will go to school and they'll go to university, but then as soon as they're done, they're just gonna probably, come to places like Ontario and Vancouver and out those places where there's more opportunities, and they feel like they could, connect with their people because they're more of them, So that's the one disadvantage of Quebec, and the French is the main barrier. But I mean, education, no matter where you at.
Yeah, I think a lot of people don't know unless you've experienced it, that there's a major difference between Quebec and Toronto in terms of Black people, Blacks in professional Black people being successful. It's very, very different here. Until you've lived it, you don't really understand how lucky you are when you come to a place like Ontario with so many opportunities, and it's so normal to see people that look like you in power. Would you agree with that?
I agree, and even at work, I'm a part of I'm an events coordinator for the Black Professional Network at KPMG, and it's like I'm seeing Africans, Caribbean people, like Americans, like it's just crazy to see that, and when I was in Montreal, I didn't see that. I didn't even know about the Black Professional Network in Montreal. And moving out here, and I'm able to connect back with those guys in Montreal and show them, listen, there's a platform like this that we have within KPMG, and it's like, it's amazing to see this. And as I said, it gives me that vibe, and that it pushes me and gives me that energy to keep going forward and going for my goals too.
That's true. That's true. Well, I've kept you. You stayed with me. Thank you very much. If I'm a 17, 18-year-old young Black man and I'm about to start my life, tell me the steps you think I should take to be successful. Mentor me like I'm a young lad.
I mean, school for one, stay in school and get your education. People might think that, okay, that a lot of these guys are successful because of online presence and they do stuff online and they just quit school. And
can you talk on that? Because I have boy children who are telling me, well, Mom, nobody has a degree anymore and people are successful on Instagram. They're millionaires, is what my 16-year-old is telling me. So what are you telling him?
At the end of the day, you need a backup with anything in life. You could have that and things could just go down in one day and then you have nothing. You have to have some kind of backup. And for me, once you have that knowledge, it's always going to be in there, right? So, I mean, it's good to have some kind of resource when it comes to education. You could do anything. I have hobbies. I do everything. everything. I try to flip money. I invest. I do things, but you could lose a lot too, and you could also make a lot. But it's a chance where it's more like a luck thing for. So of course you got to work hard, but I say at the end of the day, always stay in school and get that education, because you're gonna need that. And it gives you that kind of. What's that?
No, keep going. I want to hear you. Go ahead.
No, I say in society, it just gives you that when people look at you and you could say, listen, I graduated in so and so, I have this. It gives you that kind of a toy that you feel like you belong in that society. But
I love it.
Without the education, it's not the same. You can't move the same way.
Yeah, I love it. Education is key. That's what you would tell the Black man. Is it possible for the Black man to be rich and successful? Like, how realistic is that?
As I said, when I moved here, I'm seeing guys like owning properties on top of properties. I'm seeing guys rolling and doing their things. It's like it's years of hard work. You know what I mean? And it's all about planning. Planning is also key, because you could get anything you want. If you want that house, you could get it. It's all about planning, putting it out there, putting it in the universe, getting the knowledge, getting the steps on how to get there and get to that house. There's a lot of things. There's a lot of resources, even in the community, even with the government. There's a lot of stuff that's offered to us as Black people, and we don't even know about it. There's millions of dollars out there that's allocated to these for Black people and Black communities, and we don't even know this, right? And it's just. Sometimes it just goes out the door. We don't even know. And we complain all the time. But as I said, it's all about seeking and getting that knowledge and just going out there and getting it. You know what I mean? We could do anything you want right now.
Yeah. I really wanted people to hear another perspective, that it is possible. You said it, not me. It is possible for you to be rich. It is possible for you to own properties, invest your money, and be successful even at a young age. I remember you saying that. You know what I mean? It's possible to raise Black men that are focused and come out to be something really, really great. I'm really happy we got a chance to speak to you today. Any parting words before you go?
Man, I just gotta say, keep up the good works to you, and thank you for spreading that vibe. Because we need it. I'm glad. COVID came and it's sad to see like a lot of people lost their lives, but it's also a time for like a change, and a time for restructuring in a sense in people's lives. It's time to sit down and say, cut the regular routine and say, stop. Where am I going? What have I been doing that, there's a way that I could get to that next level? And that's why it's all about, as I said, going back to school, educating yourself, finding a new career, do something to uplift yourself. Because as I said, there's so much talent out there and we could do so much, but why? And there's so much resources, information, even online. So go out there and get that information. Go out there and feed your brain and follow these seminars. Do things. They're free nowadays. They're go on LinkedIn. There's a bunch of free courses that they're offering. You know what I mean? So it's just go out there and get it. And that's it. That's all I could say, man.
Yeah. You're such a wealth of knowledge. There's so much meat here. I really hope somebody hears and understands that there's ways to do things. Do your Google, take a course, go back to school, just purpose in your life to do something great, and it's possible.
And people always talk about money. They don't have the money. They don't have the funds, but there's also means to get money. Money's there. You know what I mean? It's like me. When I was small, I didn't know that I could take out a loan or something. To me, I was like, oh, my credit was so bad. I did so much stuff when I was a kid. Yeah. And all that I built that up and I fixed everything up. And I'm looking at now and I'm laughing. I'm saying, thank God I was able to do what I did. And look at today.
Hold on, Kevin. Hold on. So there's credit recovery? Is that a thing?
That's probably the biggest thing. These kids.
That's the thing.
When we were in school, you notice that when we were in college, they used to put all these pamphlets and stuff about credit card.
You preach.
And we were like, all right, well, free money, why not?
Yeah.
But as a kid, you're just seeing the dollar signs. You're not understanding that I don't even have a part-time job to be able to pay off this card. And they don't understand that the repercussion in the future is going to affect your entire life. When you want to go buy a house, when you want to buy a car, but they just thinking of now, just buying the brand new Jordans, buying everything. But at the end of the day, you see, even when COVID came in and the government said, oh, bam, here's $10,000. I wish I had served when I was a kid and I had the knowledge I had now. I would have more, I would have invested in more properties, you know what I mean? At the end of the day, we need that cash flow, and the government just giving it away, and these kids are just shooting it away, which is good because the government making back their money, so they don't care. It's going back in their pockets. But kids should understand that it's not about looking in front of your friends and showing that you got it right now. It's about thinking about your future and building for your future. That when you're that 30-year-old, you don't have to worry about working 9 to 5. You know what I mean?
Wow.
So that, you know, and also take care of your health. That's a main thing too, because they said health is wealth too. So that's a whole lot of change. It's not going to stop. This conversation could go for days.
Okay, wait. How do you take care of your health, Kevin?
I take care of my health by following up all the time, doing my yearly checks. You know what I'm saying? I just did my blood test the other day. You know, you panic a little bit. You're waiting by the phone and waiting for that phone call for her to say, we need to talk, you know? But at the end of the day, it's taking care of yourself, staying active, staying physically active. And that's what I do. Every day I do my 10K. I walk around. I play ball. As you can see, I'm up my hair. You know, so I'm always busy doing my thing. So as I said,
that's awesome.
Building yourself. As I said, I don't even today, I told you, we spoke and I didn't remember today was Friday. I'm just too busy and doing as much as I can. So I don't even know what's going on in society. Unless I turn on the news, I don't know what's going on.
Yeah. I mean, you know, each one, reach one, like, you know, pull somebody up behind you and share your knowledge. Knowledge is power, like you said, but you are a wealth of knowledge. Like, I wish more people can just sit with you and hear what you have to say. It's some real powerful stuff, man. It really is.
We've been through a lot, you know what I mean? We've been through a lot, and they say, you know, you have to go through these things to learn. So it's from there I learned, and now I'm surrounded with good people, people that help to motivate me and push me, and you know, and that's the key too. You could be around friends that are not there to uplift you and not be on the same mind frame. So your surrounding is a really key player in how you're moving. And that's why I left Montreal, in the sense, because I felt like I wasn't around people that's going to progress and people not thinking or talking the language that I want to talk. So I'm here and everybody's speaking my language, so I'm happy. You know what I mean? So and it really helps that too.
Yeah,
you know,
the language is a little different here, a little bit. You know what I mean? It is. But if you're lucky enough to tap into it, you can just do amazing things. So
of course.
I won't keep you any longer, but I'm so grateful, Kevin. I really am.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, I'm wrapping up the season and I really want to do good content, conscious content that changes somebody, makes somebody think. So you've been a part of that, and thank you so much.
I appreciate you, and thank you for the opportunity. I'm sorry I wasn't able to get more into, you know, as I said, I'm not really ready for this right now, but it's a Friday, we got to hit the road, so you know how it is.
So much knowledge though. There's so many nuggets. You know? I appreciate you. Everybody, thank you for watching Life in Common Podcast. This has been your host, Annette Rose. See you next time.
Thank you.
Thank you.